Hello, my name is Kyle Neal. I am the Reedley College Veterans Club President and the Student Star Mentor here in the Reedley College Veterans Center. Before we begin this Veterans Day ceremony, I would like to go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, in liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I am a 7-year United States Air Force veteran. I made it to the rank of Staff Sergeant. At that time, I was leaving Little Rock Air Force Base. I had also been stationed in San Antonio at Lackland Air Force Base and Eielson Air Force Base in Alaska. I was a Security Forces member, which is also known as military police, and I am now, since leaving the military, I am at Reedley College going for my animal science degree. So at this time, I would like to say thank you again for tuning in and enjoy the program.
March, lift, 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 right, lift, lift, ready, halt. Lift, face. Present. Arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Who spelled stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight?
On the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming,
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave?
For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Buckley, President of Reedley College. We're here today to celebrate Veterans Day. Veterans Day is a national celebration for those that have served in the military, recognizing the people that through our history have helped protect our country and defend our freedom. We use this day to recognize and thank those that have served and are currently serving in our armed forces, including the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, as well as the National Guard. It's also a day to specifically remember those that have given their lives or become disabled in service to our country. Reedley College wants to thank its veteran students for their service and recognize the value that they bring to our college and classrooms. Their experiences have varied from combat to humanitarian support for disaster recovery, but many of those students have also experienced other countries, cultures, and systems of government during their service. And these experiences enrich our classroom environment and bring a different quality to learning across our curriculum. We also appreciate the challenges faced by many of our veteran students as they adapt to being home among friends and family, and in some cases, learn to cope with stresses brought about by the individual circumstances of their military service. Today, however, we're here to celebrate your accomplishments as a veteran and sincerely thank you for your service. Our Reedley College family wishes you the best and welcomes you to our family and offers you support as you pursue your educational and career goals. We are here to help you.
Greetings to all of you on this Veterans Day as we celebrate and pay tribute and honor our beloved veterans who have served this country. I'm very thankful to be here to be able to share a few words today. I have the honor and privilege of serving our veterans as the lead chaplain of our VA Medical Center in the Central Valley. I've been with the VA for about 18 years, and my main role as a chaplain, along with the other 3 chaplains, is to meet the spiritual needs of our veterans. I've heard many stories of bravery and loyalty and hardship and, of course, great suffering and pain through those years. It is my job to listen. That's my primary job, and to offer words of encouragement and hope to our veterans. I lead 4 spiritual support groups at the VA, and I'm able to, through those groups, provide guidance and direction and strength on the journey. When they come back from active duty, we know that they suffer physically and mentally and spiritually. And so we as chaplains are there to deal with that pain that they've experienced. I lead a 12-week course called Reboot Combat Recovery. And Reboot exists primarily to help combat veterans and their families heal from the horrors and the challenges of being in war. And so there are spiritual and moral injuries associated with post-traumatic stress and combat trauma. We know that war actually wounds the soul, that part of us in here. And over the past several years, the medical community actually in the world has expanded its view in relation to the impact of trauma. Now many acknowledge that combat trauma directly impacts not only the mind and of course the physical aspects, but also impacts the soul. This type of injury is called moral injury. We know that post-traumatic stress disorder is kind of a household word, but I really imagine that in the next few years, moral injury will be just as common. Moral injury deals more with the guilt and shame that's centered right in here in that spiritual part of our body, deep in those recesses, whereas post-traumatic stress disorder deals more with the fear and triggers and all kinds of other things that contribute to that. In the last 3 years since we began this course, I've seen amazing transformation in our veterans. Today, Veterans Day, is a great day because we honor those who have served. It's a very special day to me because I think about my own father, I think about my father-in-law, and the best friend that I grew up with from grade school on. They all served in the military. Well, today we honor all of our veterans who have served, and because of their sacrifice and their commitment, we can enjoy so many freedoms in this country. They have paid a big price on our behalf, and will never, ever be able to repay them adequately. Some even lost their very lives. Veterans are very special because they left their families, they left their country many times, they left even potential jobs and so on to fight for our freedom. They have fought for us, our kids, their husbands and wives, and for the world. Veterans are very, very special because they put all their needs before our needs before theirs, so we can live another day in freedom. So today I encourage you to show appreciation to our veterans by thanking them for their service. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a family member, maybe it's somebody you work with. Express your gratitude to them. Today is also a great day to display the American flag. You can attend perhaps a gathering. Of course, during COVID, we know that some of those gatherings aren't going to happen, but there will be things online. Even the great annual Veterans Day Parade is still going to go on, even though we are in the midst of COVID. It is on TV, and you will be able to see it. So let's all show our gratefulness today and actually every day for our beloved veterans and never ever forget what they have accomplished for us. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Rene Nunez, Marine veteran. Today we want to honor all veterans, both serving outside the country and inside the country, and those who have served before us and serving with us, and for the future veterans. I want to start off by remembering that about 13 years ago, I walked on the yellow footprints, December 19th of 2006. Like everybody else who joined the Marines, we're excited about the dress blues, that sense of pride, that sense of purpose, that sense of belonging to a great organization. That's just the idea of being a Marine. I don't regret my decision. I enjoyed it, and still to this day, I carry that idea. As a Marine, I went to Iraq and to Africa. I'm currently with the National Guard, and with them, I went to Qatar. It is not so hard to be out there by yourself, but it's hard to leave your family behind. Personally, myself, I have 2 kids, a 10-year-old boy and a 10-year-old daughter. That is by far the hardest thing I could ever think of, and the hardest thing that anybody could ever think of, leaving your family behind. Veterans Day is just originally Armistice Day. It's to recognize on the 11th day of the 11th hour of the 11th month when World War I was called to peace, when all the countries thought that there would be no more wars. It was supposed to end all wars and bring peace and prosperity throughout the world. But as we know, to this day, we still are out there fighting wars. We still have individuals overseas that have not been able to come home, especially during this pandemic, which is another war we are fighting back home. We did a job. We came home, and many are still fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers, aunts, and uncles. We live within our community. We are coaches. We are business owners. We are people who are very attracted to the community and still somehow serve our community in a different way. Not because we wear our uniform, but because we're out there serving each other and helping each other out. I'm currently part of the Reedley era veterans. We out there, I'm part of the American Legion. And everything I do within our community is to help those who have served, who are continue serving. Reach out to somebody. A Veterans Day is not for those who have passed away, but also for those Blue Star families that are still continuing to sacrifice their life and of those of their families. We will continue to encourage, we will continue to honor them, and we will never forget them. Every single day we will honor their encouragement that are out there for giving their lives for us. I am no longer out there in the front lines, but to those who are, especially those families who have family members overseas. Remember them, recognize them, give them thanks. Show them that you care, show them that you remember. It's one of those greatest things, an honor that a person could come up to say, and thank you for your service. It's one little thing that we don't expect, but it's also grateful to receive. Veterans Day is not easy. It's not easy for many of us. Many of us have seen fallen individuals. Most everybody else has seen people, give their all, give their sacrifice at the end of the day. Don't judge a person by how they are, how they walk. You don't know who has been through something, who has not. And if you're a veteran, share your story. And if you know a veteran, ask them about their story. Sometimes they want to give their story. Sometimes they want to give the joy of which they want to be recognized, or hope that them and their family and their friends, what they did out there, is not forgotten. It's not what you see in the news, but it's what every single person has done. We're here to celebrate. We're here to give thanks, to honor to everybody. Happy Veterans Day.
My name is Alonzo Valencia, and I'd like to have a moment of silence to recognize and reflect on services and sacrifices of our veterans, past and present. Thank you.
Ready. Cut. Right. Face. Forward. March. Ladies and gentlemen, your Reedley High School NJROTC.
I wanted to take this time again to say thank you all for tuning in and watching this video on YouTube. Sorry we couldn't do it in person, but because of COVID, we got to do what's safe. I would also like to say thank you to all my fellow veterans out there, for those who are still here and those who have gone before us. Thank you all, and thank you again for tuning in.